Yeah, so excellent time.
It's so great, right?
Laughter, shoes.
Get ready, watch. Yeah, that's a nice watch you got there.
Thank you, broski.
All right.
Yeah.
And we're back. We are back. And it's late today because you had a thingy-mabobby to do today.
Yeah, I was judging a case competition, so people were presenting.
Case?
Yeah, like in business. So.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what case is?
No, I don't know.
So it's basically like it's a form of competition, right?
Oh, okay.
So the premise of this competition is you're presented with a case that's like, this company has this XYZ problem. What should this company do about it? And it's up to the competitors to give the best proposal to fix the problem. So and I was a judge for that because like it's obviously subjective, right? So I was judging people based on their ideas.
So when you start judging people on their builds?
I've been judging, bro. In my mind,
they're judgmental as F.
In my mind and behind their backs, I'm already judging the builds.
Yeah, so be careful. Matt's gonna walk up to your car and be like,
but it's okay. If we're not friends, I'm not judging you to your face. So you never have to know. But if we are friends, tell you to your face.
Okay, judge. My car's good though, right? I get a pass?
There's some things I told you about your car.
Good thing I don't listen.
Yeah. Do you remember something I told you about your car?
I forgot already. That's why I said, good thing I don't listen because I don't remember anything at all.
You know what, buddy? Ignorance is bliss. If you don't remember the negative things I've said about you and your cars, then like there's no hard feelings because you don't remember what I said.
That probably means that there was nothing wrong with my car. Perfect.
No, there are things wrong with your car.
It's just you're wrong. I'm just gonna say you're wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. It's okay. Don't have to listen.
Or I'm right because it's all subjective. You know what's crazy? I could turn around and say, like, yo, Michael's BRZ doesn't have a V1 Rocket Bunny kit. It's awful. That's crazy. Life can be so subjective.
Yeah.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if I said, like, yo, Michael's BRZ and his CRZ, they're both manuals. That's ass. Like,
yo!
I can see that, bro. I can see that. I can see that.
I mean, you're entitled to your own opinions.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I'll let you have that. Okay. Well, I guess a nice segue to get into the our topic of the day, which is
more opinions. More
opinions on if you should DIY your jobs or not. And I just experienced something that was that's tragic.
DIY stands for do it yourself. For everyone in the chat doesn't know what it stands for.
Yeah, sorry. I guess I'm old. I guess
I'm just joking. If people don't know what DIY means, like,
jump off.
That's bad. That's okay. That's bad.
Jump off your bed, bro. What do you mean? What's wrong with that?
Jump off your bed, land on your head. Now you are dead.
Yo, you're a rapper now, Barnes.
I've been a rapper, bro.
Yo, little Maddie, what's going on, shorty? Oh, damn, I messed that one up.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Okay, so I brought up this topic because in this year, I actually did a lot of work on my cars. Not by myself, per se, but like on my own expense with my friends. So one of the jobs that I did recently, no, not recent, this summer, was putting a lightweight flywheel and redoing my clutch on the BRZ, which I'm pretty sure I've talked about like a bazillion times at this point to many people, but I haven't spoke about it on this podcast. So, all
right, bazillion and one now.
First time on a podcast.
Yeah, but like overall, it's bazillion and one.
Sure, fair enough. Ah, damn. We told them to shut up and they still don't. It's okay, it is what it is.
As long as the car sounds good, right?
Yeah. That sounds like ass, though.
For people who don't know what's going on, in the background, Eric's revving my car, which sounds good. Have you know?
Comment in chat below.
It's a CRZ. CRZ sounds decent.
CRZ always sounds good because I say that because I have a CRZ.
Yes.
I am biased, and recently I did a center exit exhaust on it. So now that I welded it, I welded the exhaust properly.
Oh, you did it yourself? Because
so
I didn't DIY right now.
Oh, well, before I get into that topic, I was going to bring this up. So I did get it welded, and the car drives better. So I do think that the hole in the muffler, existing muffler, was causing me to feel the car slow. And then when I put in the new muffler, and when I put it in originally, it didn't feel any different. But once I got welded, that's when I felt like the car was good again.
Okay, so you're telling me that a hole in your muffler
caused me to was
decreasing the performance of the car?
I like to think that, or it's a placebo, but who cares?
Or here's what I think: your car is so freaking quiet that by putting a louder exhaust on, the car feels louder because it's louder, or feels faster because it's louder.
Joke's on you, it's the same volume.
No, it's not.
You heard the car. The car pulled out earlier.
Yeah.
They sound louder?
Ooh, just now, no. But when we went to get dinner a couple days ago, it did.
Yeah, because it's probably because I was a lot, and that's a lot of revs. So think about it. And then this is a cold start, and yet it's quiet indoors. Remember, we're inside.
Wait, hold up. I was in my car outside.
Oh, you were in your car.
I moved my car first.
Okay. Oh.
And then Mayank was driving your car.
Yeah.
While I was moving my car.
Did you hear it though?
I hear it. Well, I was inside my car.
So you couldn't hear it. Then it's too quiet.
But I was driving my CRZ, moving my CRZ.
Okay. So
was your car still the like quieter or as loud as my car?
We'll do a sound clip later and then find out afterwards. But anyhow, so now we go into the topic of DIY, and recently I've been doing that a lot this year.
5-minute intro.
What's wrong with that?
I'm saying.
What's wrong with that? At least it's not 5 minutes of us doing, twiddling our thumbs, questioning about life.
When do we ever do that?
I know I don't have time for that. My ADHD won't allow me. But so anyhow, I did that, and so that went really, really well actually. We managed to match the time of the book hours. So like when you get to a shop and they quote you the hours, we managed to do it within that time frame. And while horsing around as well. So that was one of my proud moments where it's like, yeah, I did something great. Now the car feels better. Everything was tight, right, all that stuff. And, you know.
Side note, we're talking about the clutch and the flywheel.
In case the bantering is going off of place.
Not the exhaust. Yeah.
Yeah, the exhaust is a side story because the exhaust was a nightmare, but for a different reason. But I'll get into that in a moment. That being said, I do like to thank Adam for helping me out. I'll put his handle in the bottom somewhere because he's trying to grow his photography account, and I want to support him, so I'll put it down there somewhere. But yeah, he was a big driving force because he was able to give me enough confidence to actually work on the car because there was an interior side to it, and I was just worried about like breaking clips and stuff, but he managed to help me all through that, so thank him. Bless his soul, because otherwise I would have to pay like $2,000 at a shop or something like that. I think it was $1,500 now. Regardless, so there's that. So it went really, really well. So I think that you should work on your car more often. But recent events have also told me maybe I shouldn't, because there were times where things didn't go very well, and then I end up not having a car for like a week because I misjudged how difficult the task was on hand. The CRZ is becoming a nightmare as the more I touched it, and ironically, yeah, and it's very ironic because that's the daily. And I'm just very, goddamn. Oh, look, it's Adam. So cute. Yeah, sorry, ADHD. Yeah. So yeah, like my experiences right now has been 50-50, right? And I really think that sometimes DIY is more than just reading it on the forum or reading it on a instructional manual or a picture or a video or whatever, and is doing it. Like there's a lot that goes behind it, and I'm getting to the point in my life where I'm getting a little too scared to actually do DIYs, and I almost don't want to suggest it. But then there's this factor where I'm just like, it's so much fun though.
What do you think you're getting to a point in your life that you're scared doing things?
Because I think I'm just messing up too much, and I'm just scared of messing up again.
Okay, like to give context to the people, like the CRZ, what was like the transmission? That's the whole thing that like you thought didn't go very well, right?
Well, I think the transmission part went well because it assembled and it drove. But now I'm trying to tinker with it more to get it to where it's supposed to be. Now, the backstory to it is that I got Andre to help me with the transmission, and it went well. I actually retrofit an LSD in there, which that took long because I didn't do enough research to find out that what I needed to actually do to put it in. So I got a 9th Gen SI LSD, and in theory, it should have been the same as the CRZ LSD because aftermarket companies, they share the same part number for aftermarket LSDs. So I know for a fact that the part number from aftermarket is the same. So that's a good sign. But what I failed to realize was that the aftermarket stuff has already thought about and measured everything. And so when I went and did this whole mod, we found out that the bearings on the diff is actually the same. They're interchangeable, which is good. but the measurements were a little off. So I ended up having to get Andre to find me a machinist to machine off 4 millimeters of material on where the final gear, the final drive gear sits on, just so it can clear everything. So that took really, really long. And well, yeah, that kind of sucked because I lost the car for basically a month and a half. Well, 2 weeks realistically, but regardless, it was longer.
How was 2 weeks equivalent to a month and a half?
So originally was the month and a half was the overall time it took me because I was sourcing a lot of parts that I didn't know I needed. Okay. Then the actual machining part took more than 2 weeks. And I remember specifically we started the project at around mid-September, and I didn't get the car back until mid-October.
Oh, so to clarify, it's like a month and a half that the car was down for.
Yeah, down for.
But it was 2 weeks plus for the machine shop.
Yeah, so like, I wish I just took it to, like, I should have, if I took it to a transmission shop and did all that stuff, it might have just been the LSD that will take an extra week because they probably had to send it out to the machine shop to make it all work, or just tell me to get out of here, I don't want to do this. And then I would have a different kind of problem, but it would have been done way sooner. But because I was determined to make this retroactive part fit, I think that caused me a lot of time, which is where I'm kind of sitting on. And then today's shenanigans just made me even more depressed.
Before we get into that, the LSD, so the difference between like the LSD issue is like, I think we're looking at Wave Track, right? Wave Track,
M Factory, Quafe.
Yeah, but those ones like are interchangeable between SI applications and CRC applications, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so like the difference seems to me that it's whether you should have gone for an aftermarket LSD versus the OEM SI LSD. Seen?
I see what your point is coming from.
Yeah, so this doesn't sound like a DIY versus like getting a shop to it. Because if you sent that to a shop, the shop is going to be like, yo, the SILC doesn't fit in your transmission, bro. So and then you're with the same problem that we faced here.
That is true. However, the shop could have been more could have a quicker turnaround time. That's what I'm kind of getting at.
Why?
Because one, it doesn't fit. Okay, well they can, first of all, they can just immediately send it out.
Why didn't we immediately send it out?
We did, but then we had to locate a shop because we don't have a designated machine shop.
What if the transmission shop didn't have a designated machine shop?
Oh, that could also be a case too.
I'm saying like for most of the issues that a shop would face that's not our shop could also face those issues.
Well, ours is not really, I guess, yeah, ours is still a shop, but it's not a business where we do transmissions and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you put
but I was like for this specific example, it seems like the majority of the issue just came from the fact that you decided to go with OEM Honda as opposed to aftermarket.
I really baffled and I really found out. So yeah. Okay, maybe that's not a good example. Hold on. I have plenty of examples of doing it myself.
Let's do the next example then. You're talking about today.
Yeah. Oh, well, today is another example where I thought just like, okay, let's tune the car ourselves because there is a tuning suite for it. And it says that it will tune anything with a J motor, an L motor, a K motor, and even an R motor. R is the base Civic motors, the R18. And
I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's the motor we got, yeah. Huh. R18s, yeah, just so you know. Single overhead cam as well, but it's not an L. I don't know why. Well, I took an L today, so there's that. But, so I got Eric to tune, because I trust him, and I even paid for the expensive connector. Eric still laughs at me. You could have got this from Amazon. They got Chinesian wires. But I was like, I don't know if I want to risk that, so I just bought the nice wire with the after sale support, right? Because that's important. What if I don't know how to use something and then I got a message to the seller on Amazon? That's going to take 3 years. So decided to go that route and got everything. So we got something called a Honda Tuning Suite. I said it's supposed to tune L motors, which is what is in the CRZ, my CRZ, and we plug it in.
Also my CRZ too.
Yeah, but yours sucks. So I'm just hating right now. I'm sorry. I like your CRZ. I mean,
your motor is also, or your car also has the L motor?
The fit?
Every single CRZ ever, not just the two of ours?
I know. Yeah. I know.
Okay, continue.
I just like to hate on yours because it's yours.
Okay, continue.
Because why not? The irony is, I helped him look for, like, he found the car and I went to look at it with him. I was like, yo, this is so sick, you should buy it. So there's that to think about too. But anyhow, but because mine's a 2014 with a facelift and it has all the upgraded goodies, the computer also upgraded and now I can't tune it. And I thought I could. because it said it can turn an L motor, and a lot of CRZ guys says it can tune CRZs. However, they didn't but I guess they didn't I didn't realize that they had the older car, like Matt's 2011, first model year, and it's lower mileage than mine. I'm kind of jealous about that, but regardless, it can tune his. So ironically, what I was trying to do couldn't happen, and then he showed up, and it's like, well, since we're here, might as well find out. And we found out that we can tune his, and now right now I'm just like, oh, why did I do this? And now I'm out like almost like $1,000. And it doesn't work. The problem is it doesn't work. If I'm out $1,000 and I spent $1,000 to make it work, which ultimately the LSD works, so like Matt's right on this point. I could like at least it'd be like, okay, it's done. It's a little expensive, but it's done. But it didn't work. So now I'm just like, why did I just like, why did I decide to tinker and tamper and like do all this stuff? Which is where I'm coming to the point where it's like, I don't know if DIYing something is actually worth it or not anymore.
Okay, but Eric's gonna reach out to the company that makes the suite. Hopefully we can get like I believe it's a definition table that we need to get your ZF2, which is the facelift CRZ, to work with the software. So it's not the end of the world.
I know.
It's just that it could take, a couple of hours, days, weeks, months, years, decades. That's crazy.
I wish I was an engineer. I wish I had a bigger brain. Maybe I could do myself. Just me.
But yeah, back to the conversation about DIY versus getting a shop to do it.
Yeah.
How does this apply to that? You're just taking it to a shop?
Yeah, how does it... Well, I just feel like that, they could have just like told me, because they have knowledge, that they could just tell me that it won't work or that it will take XYZ to work or whatnot. But now we have to like do a lot of research and now in my case is do a lot of research and pray that it works. Versus at a shop, they could have already determined it or not, and also saves me a lot of headache, I think, in a lot of things. But I guess this case particularly is not a good example of not doing DIY stuff. But yeah, because the CRZ is just too finicky. Yeah,
there's a straight up chance you could bring it to a shop, and the shop's like, yeah, we can't do it with the CRZ either. So like, then you'd be right back to square one, probably going down the same road, DIYing it.
So what do you think then? You worked on your car, like your S15 too, and you've been doing your work.
Yeah, it's mostly these long lines of like, everything takes so much freaking longer than what you set out to be, because you always run into issues. For example, we did the oil pan on the S15 last. Like, it was going so smoothly until we had two major issues. I couldn't get the old oil pan off because there's no area for me to pry off the old oil pan. Andre was saying to look for like a little flat spot to wedge in a chisel.
Yeah.
There's straight up just none of that on the thing. Or it's on the back side of the engine and I just couldn't reach back. So yeah, so I was like, heck it, I'm just gonna take a chisel and a hammer and just like aim it at the little brake. I'm just gonna full send it. Luckily it worked out, nothing broke. But I think that's part of what makes something hard. But also at the same time, I think going through struggles and tribulations makes things more enjoyable to say you did it yourself.
What's the other problem? You mentioned the second problem.
The other problem is that it's an enlarged oil pan. And I think I was showing you before. The standard size oil pan is a little square thingy, and there's bolts around the outside of the square thingy. Seen?
Yeah, okay.
But then the enlarged oil pan expands it to a rectangle. See, you know what a rectangle is?
Oh, I don't know, man. You tell the world, man. What's a rectangle?
For everyone who's listening to the audio of this and not the video, I'm showing with my hands the shape of a rectangle.
It just looks like a very long sandwich right now, but okay, go on.
So the bolt holes that were originally around the perimeter of the square, two of them now line up with the inside of the rectangle.
Yeah.
And they drilled holes or channels to reach a screwdriver through the oil pan to get to those screws to make up your square milling surface. And we didn't have a tool that was skinny enough to get into those things. So I ended up just using an Allen key. Oh, the reason why I needed a tool was for the torque wrench.
Right,
to
torque down the bolt, particularly.
Luckily, the bolt was an Allen key, so I just used an Allen key, and I was like, this feels roughly this is 9.8 Newton meters instead of foot-pounds. No, it was like newtons. I think it was Newton meters.
It's usually
Yeah,
meters.
and I was like, I'm not used to what a 9.8 Newton meters feels like, because like equivalency is like, or like in my mind, 9.8 for a torque spec. I'm used to foot pounds. It's like nothing.
I think it's a fraction. It's a fraction of like what like foot pound, like Newton meters to like foot pound is a fraction.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know what the equivalency is, but like I just saw 9.8 as a spec, and I was like, huh.
9.8 what? 9.8 Newton meters, 9.8 foot pounds.
Exactly. So I
Pounds inch.
I ended up just taking like the Allen key to it, and I felt really bad about it because number one, I felt bad about it because I spent so freaking long trying to get the torque wrench to work to fit in that channel, and I couldn't work. And the second reason I felt bad about it was like, I'm taking my nice, car's not pristine, like my nice car that I'm working very hard to make pristine, and I'm just doing like a ghetto workaround with an Allen key. Yeah. Also, the bead I laid with the Permatex.
Yeah.
Bro, that's such an ugly bead.
You see, here's the thing though. Your oil pan is one of those things where once it's on, you don't see it anymore. I can't tell if it's ugly or pretty to begin with. It's just gonna be a big block.
You'll never see the bead I laid, let alone the oil pan itself.
Exactly. So that's like, a least.
Knowing it in my heart. Ooh, tough.
Okay.
Yeah, like the benefit to me about getting a shop to do it is like all that risk is like on them. If it takes hours more than they quote, that's your fault for quoting too few hours. So it's on you. You have to deal with the woes. But you don't get any of the joy and the fun of like working on your own car. I think that is like a large majority of like the fun that I get from cars.
You know what?
50% driving, 50% building.
You know what I thought about? Like now thinking about the BRZ, if I took it to a shop, I didn't have to do the work. That's the only benefit that I'll get out of it. I just thought about it. You're right. Because the joy was taking it apart, experiencing the whole entire procedure, putting it back, and then having it work the way it's intended. And it's just so rewarding.
Yeah.
Saying that I did this. Well, my case is a bunch of friends, but same thing. It's still yourself getting your hand dirty and getting in there.
Exactly.
So yeah, you know what?
There's this meme that I find so funny. It's from Family Guy. Okay. Right? So you know Family Guy, like Peter and Lois?
Yeah.
They're golfing. And then Peter swings the ball into the lake. Okay. You know golf, right?
Yeah.
He swings the ball into the water, and then Lois is like, all right, my turn. So what I do is just like aim for the water, and then Peter's like, no, don't aim for the water, aim for around the water. And Lois is like, but you hit into the water, and then Peter's like, no, like I messed up. I just don't aim for the water. And I was like, why do they even have water if it's like, like you're supposed to not hit it for it? And he was like, because it's fun. We're having fun. that quote, just like, we're having fun. Like this is supposed to be fun. Is what I feel constantly every time I face like an issue on my car.
And then something goes wrong.
Yeah, I'm like, this is fun. I swear I'm having fun. That's like the number one thing that like prevents me from killing myself when I face like trials and tribulations when I work on my car. But yeah, like at the end of the day, like what we're doing is supposed to be fun. These issues that we face and the issues that we overcome is what makes it fun, right? You
know what? Yeah. Now that I think about it, once I got the car back after like the whole LSD episode, I've been having so much fun. I'm just enjoying the car so much. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I truly believe you have more fun when you overcome obstacles yourself as opposed to letting a shop just figure it out.
That is true. Even though realistically, I let Andre figure it out. But the logic still applies.
You're involved with the process.
Yeah, right? Whereas the shop would just be like, hey, so this doesn't work, I'll make it work. Exactly. And you don't know what's going on.
Pay me XYZ money.
That's it. Yeah. I'll make it work. Just pay me.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas this is like, hey, we got to figure this out. Okay. And we figure it out. Yeah.
Exactly. I think there are other things where like, doing it DIY, I just cannot do. The number one thing that comes to mind very quickly is number one, bodywork.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole unless the 10-foot pole is a polisher. Like that's the extent I'm willing to do cosmetic work. just polish things, right?
Oh, we have someone that learned that the hard way. Let me fix my roof so that I get this rock chips on it. Okay. Oh no, why did I burn through the cure code? Oh no. I was speaking about Mayank, but like, yeah, he's back there flipping me off right now. It's great. Yeah, that's okay. We love you too.
But yeah, like there's beginner polishers that tell you to start very slow, and compounds that are very not aggressive for the express purpose of not burning through your clear coat. But
Mike, you heard that, right? Yeah, you could have been smarter about it. Yeah, he's back there right now. I'm just laughing at him. Oh, so his middle finger's so cute.
Yeah, but when it comes to like mounting body kits and getting like body lines lined up, dude, that is hard.
Yeah.
As opposed to doing like suspension work, engine work.
Mechanical work.
It's all like bolt goes into hole that's pre-drilled. You can't like mess up the fitment of that, right?
That's true. Even the center exit.
Yeah, like it's
pretty predetermined. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's clips that go into clips, right?
Yeah, and you just kind of
lining up headlights, lining up fenders. We're doing a body count on the S15. I'm absolutely not touching that. Paint, bro. I'm not gonna paint my own car.
Oh man.
Like there's certain things that like I'm not willing to do DIY. Electricals, I'm dabbling in electricals a little bit, but like
I call Granddaddy Ben for that. Like literally, he wired the brake lights for me. I'm like, I'm not touching this. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to risk like, oh no, it doesn't work. Electrocute myself just one time. I already don't have enough brain cells. I can't afford to lose anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Like fair, but like I definitely do think like what you can tackle as a DIYer, you absolutely should because of the fun.
You should.
What you can't, know your limits. Know your limits, play within it. My limit is like mechanical stuff and a little bit of electrical. Bodywork, pro. Like, I'm trying to fuck up my car.
I think I think throughout this conversation, the more I think about it, because of doing DIYing, I have a story to tell now. Like,
exactly.
And that story makes it. Well, I mean, I think I'm a good storyteller, so it makes it more involving, more interesting than you just be like, oh, how did you fit the lightweight flywheel? Oh, I took it to the shop. Then your story ends there. There's nothing. Oh yeah, exactly. I sourced this. I did this. I got friends involved, and the short bridge version, and then you can tell a whole story about it. Whereas if I just took it to the shop, so and so did it.
Imagine you go to a car meet and like someone's like, "Yo, that's sick." Like, but was it hard to install this? And you're like, "I don't know. Shop just did it." Does that not feel like a little bit late?
Yeah, it feels lazy, right?
Exactly.
So,
you know the phrase "built not bought."
Yeah.
If you take a car to a shop to build you a car, they built it. You bought it from them as like labor.
Effectively, yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Wow, I never thought about that. Damn, this topic just get more and more like, yeah. You know what? I take it back. I think that you should DIY it so you can appreciate the work and craftsmanship you have put into the car, and then when you drive it, you can have a bigger sense of pride knowing that, hey, I put on that diffuser or that exhaust. I put in the lightweight flywheel. Oh, I put in the coilovers myself. I adjusted it myself.
I also think it's cool to say like, yo, this car, me and my friends built this.
Versus, I took it to ABC shop to dial it in and whatever, or to put this on. Yeah, you're right.
I'm glad I've converted you.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it make sense to me. Yeah. I was just so depressed today, bro. Like I was so excited, and then all of a sudden to find out.
You brought energy to the podcast.
Oh, but you changed it around.
Yeah.
So
let us know down in the comments below what you think. Do you guys think it's better to DIY things, or you guys are you? Tell us in the comments below if you're someone who just brings it to the shop, whatever it is.
What do you prefer? Taking it to the shop and getting it done right the first time, or doing it yourself and finding out if it's right or not, if it's done right or not? I think the mystery box is getting to me now, saying, oh, maybe you don't even know. Pandora's box. Ooh.
And if you're someone who takes it to the shop only, come to Group N. At Group N, we'll do things with you, and like we'll show you some pro tips to DIY yourself.
I have a hoist rental you can rent and do your stuff in. Yeah, I don't mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll talk soon.
And on that note, thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Ooh.
Pretty decent.
Yeah. Nice.
Fire.